Hey guys, it's Shoayb Khan. Welcome to Crypto Affairs, and today we'll gonna talk about something apart from the market, of course. And a lot of people have been asking me uh, how I do what I do, and I just want to show you the setup. I just want to show you my daily discipline and what kind of things that I start my day with whenever I come into my office and whenever I'm up for any analysis or whatever. So, shout out to Biscuit Cloud who asked me to make this kind of video. So, Biscuit Cloud, this is for you. Just before we started, just to let you know, English is not my first language, neither is my second, but it's the third one. So, apologies for any weird accents. So, all right, so this is simple. I hope you all know the trading view. I'm just using the free version to be very honest because I don't even use any indicators in my technical analysis. So whenever it comes to the data, I have other things to watch out. So I'm just using the free version of TradingView. It is what it is, and I basically use 15 minute, 30 minutes, or 1 hour chart time frames in my analysis, and these are my basically symbols, my watch list. BTC dominance, it's perpetual, it's longs and shorts. And then in altcoins, this is my list from Atom, BAT, BNB, Com, Dot to XLM and XRP. And I also watch out a couple of stock markets. So it's pretty obvious because when you're working on cryptocurrency, you need to start uh, watching out all those coherence with the stock market and what's going on in the bigger picture. So Dow Jones index and S&P 500 index is in my stock list. And after that, in commodities, light crude oil futures, gold futures, CFDs on crude oil, of course, and again gold spot by US dollar. So this is basically my watch list every day. So if I click on here, I make a really uh, clean and neat kind of stuff when it comes to my analysis, because I always carry out my analysis from like yesterday or a week before or a month ago, and carry it forward and to see where are we need to follow up, or where there's any need for any changes. So uh, there are a couple of things pretty much new to you guys, and because I made that up, it's like some things like VVZs, something like daily ranges, uh, H1 fractals, MDP, MBPs. These are something that I created solely on my knowledge. So I kind of work with these kind of stuff. So whenever I have to give the update on my Discord channel, this is here. I group them up here. It's like mentoring launch updates. So it's pretty much which I just posted and allowed a couple of other things with that, few imbalances and the dailies and weeklies. So I remove whenever the range has got hits, just like it bounced from 17,639 a few days ago, and it's still there because I'm gonna remove it once we make an hourly candle or a body of it below than that. So I'm gonna remove it, but it's for the coherence. It's for the whenever you have to look back and see what kind of relevant ranges are there, what kind of relevant stuff you have to look around. So also, this is the liquidity profile. It's not on the chart, but this is also that I created based on the stacked overflow and the stack longs and shorts. It depends wherever it's happening in what time frame. So I just mark it on my chart and folder it up. Here are the NPOCs. You can see a couple of here in the same like that, and some volumetric wide zones like here, but I already hit it. Some imbalances is pretty obvious, and some daily, weekly, monthly lines, yearly opens, monthly opens. Point of interest, it's not something that most of the analysts usually preach. It's kind of a different, so it kind of looks like this. So I change the color themes. I usually use the horizontal lines, of course, but I use these ones, the horizontal ray instead of a horizontal line, because once we use the horizontal line, so that's whenever I'm gonna look back, I will, it will be pretty obvious to me at which time frame or at which point of time that I drew it, like on the 19th of June. 3 a.m. in the morning I drew this one. All right, so this is pretty obvious whenever if we're gonna go like in time frame in future. So whenever I look back, I have to know that where I drew it, either it's from the range of this place or this place, so it kind of make a huge difference. So it's not about just the horizontal lines, it's something about also a time factor, because if I'm gonna do something like this, and whenever like 2 3 days ago, or like 2 3 days in the future, if you have to look back, so I won't be knowing where was this drawn. So that's why I mostly uses the horizontal rays in my analysis. So that's the one reason of it. And the other thing is that, all right, so that's about the POIs, and same goes for the fractals. The hourly fractals, as you can see, it's also been drawn pretty while ago on 19,441 and 21253. So that's what just you can say walkthrough of it. So there are some MDPs and MBPs. It looks like this. MDPs works like resistances, and MBPs works like the support. So red and green, it kind of reflects on the color charts. So that's most of my trading view setup. If I'm gonna come tomorrow, so I'm gonna turn on my session breaks, and I'm gonna see how this day will turn out and how my ranges will gonna turn out, and then I'm gonna work my way from higher time frame to lower time frame. So that's what's about in the trading view. So that's pretty much stuff that's going on in here. Other than that, I use the exo charts, the web version, sorry, also the desktop version. I used the web version, but I found it pretty much easy to handle. Is the desktop version is recently launched, so it is kind of, you can say, some uh, whenever you're doing some footprint charting, whenever you have to look deep enough what's going on in this each candle. So that's where we use it. So it's pretty advanced level. I don't recommend it for the amateur or the newbies to dive into the exo charts in your uh, you can say the first year of analysis or trading or whatever, because you'll get pretty much confused, because things are pretty much different from what's happening on the trading view. But when it comes trickle down your analysis towards the exo charts, well, uh, that kind of that's something that really confuses you if you don't know what you're looking at. So this is my setup that I made. It's for just Ethereum. I have different templates over it. If I have to either look on the volume or I have to look for the imbalances, not the imbalances, the graphical ones which we use on the trading view, but the imbalances of stacked longs and shorts. So there are different templates. Just to let you know, like even if I draw a simple Fibonacci, this is my toolkit which I usually use. This is a fixed volume profile Fibonacci draw tool, and some rectangles and other like harmonic patterns and all that. So if I draw the Fibonacci tool here, you can see I pretty much changed the color theme of it. It's a simplistic view of it, but I use different levels at different scenarios. So these are pretty much levels that I created by myself for myself in my analysis. So it's way different from the traditional use of Fibonacci, you can say. So, but I only preach the levels which is widely used. It's same as 23.6, 38.2, 0.5, 61.8, and 78.6. So these are the same levels that everyone use. So just when we use the exo chart, we kind of use the templates for our advantage, what we want to see, and we have to eliminate the noise, of course. So it's pretty much like when you're looking at the charts, you have to see what resonates in you when it comes to the analysis, because a guy like me who's already spent like a decade in this market in front of the chart, so we have to eliminate a lot of noises, we have to eliminate a lot of things that doesn't mean to us, or doesn't fit to our style. So that's why it's pretty obvious of making different templates every time, and according to your needs. So this is the template that I made for Ethereum. I'm just gonna give you a quick overview what's in that. It's a hollow candlesticks that's I'm using. uh, there are different lines in here. You can see some value area high of yesterday, value area low, and this is some volume profiling here. This is the, you can say, the selling pressure zone, like the same that happened today. So it's same as you can see the session breaks is the data of yesterday. It's a 30-minute chart, by the way, is the data of today. And we can see some nice POC happening here. We can see some single prints here. We can see some TPOCs. We can see some VPOCs here, or VPOC or TPOC, that same as the NPOCs, however you pronounce it. So if we zoom in, you can see the data, what's happening here in this candlestick. So that's a 30-minute chart, and that's a tick, uh, like uh, like multiplied by 20t. So that's a tick per bar multiplied. So every tick, it's of a difference of like of 20. All right. So we can see here, like in this zone, like 1101, we can see some 1 million of buying, 269k, 396, and things like that. All right. So that's what it represents. We can also change it from here. Either I want to see the volume, or I just want to see a delta. Delta means the 4 minus 2, so it will gonna show you just 2, or 4 minus 6, so it will gonna show you the minus 2. So that's what the delta is, the difference of the buying and selling, or the selling or buying, how you want to put it. So if we're gonna put some bid and ask, it's gonna look like that, and few imbalances. So you can see the numerical imbalances in there. So it's pretty obvious what you're gonna see. So there are some advanced levels as TPO charts and all that. I'm gonna give you the insight of it in detail, because it's not possible to give you all in one single video. So I'm using just the volume one, and I'm using the white here. If I'm gonna use the volume profile, so it will gonna look like this, but I just want my charts clean in this template, so I'm using this one. All right. So there are also the differences of the color, if either if you want the color candles, or the color boxes, or the flat candles. But color candle kind of works for me. And here we can see some CPLs. You can see here some CPL data. So I pretty much don't use it, to be very honest. In this template, there are some CPRs here. You can see the live data, what's happening in there. All right. And in the TPO charts, we can also uh, change some buy prints, the sell prints, and pretty much anything from there. All right. So there are some POCs here, like we talk about, and we can see some a lot of naked POCs here, but these are not the same POCs that we see or I represent on the chart, because I have to drive the data from here, and I have to filter it, I have to simplify it. If I'm using the exo charts for your analysis, and I have to put that on my trading view chart, and then I'm gonna show you, okay, so this gonna happen, if it's gonna bounce from there, if it's gonna drop from or reject from there. There are also some rack data here. It shows the liquidations happening, all right, in real time. And there's also the candle statistics, which shows how much buying and selling has been done in that, individual candles. And if we're gonna click here on the FX, we're gonna see some very important stuff, which is known as the OI, open interest, net shorts, and net longs. So if I'm gonna zoom in this candle, I'm gonna see that, right, I'm gonna see that some longs are being eliminating, uh, some shorts are also, pumping up right now. And to the open interest is, just getting started. It's not even on the bullish and the bearish side. So we cannot drive the data from here, and we can see in a higher time frame, like in 4 hours, or like on 8 hours or 12 hours, where the market will gonna shift. Either if the open interest is increasing, and there's our net longs are increasing, but the price is stabilizing here. So we can pretty much drive the data. Okay, if it's happening here, the market will gonna shift at this point, and that's the rationality of it. So either uh, tomato, whatever you can drive the data from it. All right, so that's pretty much about it. I'm gonna give you the detailed insight of the exocharts, because this is the only the start of it, because there are a lot of stuff that's happening. What are the heat maps, what are the TPOs, what are the delta ladders, the delta clusters, and all that, fancy stuff. So yeah, that's what's happening. All right, so that's how I drive my data from. I just use the exocharts whenever I'm giving you the trade, most of the time, and when I'm giving you the like naked POC data, and on my charts I just drive my data from it, or else I just use it for my monitoring. So as for my physical setup, I'm using like dual screen. It's the 56-inch of exposure, in the one in front of me, the one on my right. I use the same monitors, because once you are monitoring the stuff, you don't need any inch of a difference, even in the color and whatever. So that's just me, and that's the 56-inch of exposure. And I also have the screen here. It's a 55-inch, like QLED TV, and that's also for the monitoring if I'm just using the data where the BTC is headed, the Ethereum, and mostly the major alts. All right, so it's Wi-Fi, like it's connected through Wi-Fi on my system. So I'm gonna, throw this screen also on the chart if I just want to sit back in my office and I'm just, having lunch or dinner or whatever. So I can just monitor on my TV. So that's the difference of the workstation on here and there. All right, so apart from that, I use, like, there are three notepads in front of me. You can see here, uh, this one, and I have this one, and I also have this one. So the reason why I'm using three, because this is basically my study, my trial and error stuff, whatever I create on my charts, and if it goes wrong, so I have to go back to the theoretical fundamentals of it, and I have to change that and tweak it to make it better. So this is for that. And this is for my daily checklist, what's happening in the market, what's going to happen. So I have to write my areas down, so I can, flip the book and see what's going to happen. And basically, this is for some, it kind of works as a trading journal for me, to be very honest. If anything happens, if the things go south and during trading, so I just jot down some ideas, and while in this trade, and to make it better, so I have to jot it down. Right, okay, I just, let's say if I started a trade and it went south, I thought that it's gonna up, I just shorted and I thought it's gonna come down, but it just went up in creating a swing failure pattern, and it just created a double top. So I'm just gonna note it down, that all right, the POC is here, it just created a double top, but it's gonna come down at the fib like this level, and I have to monitor it. So I kind of use this one for my trading data, kind of like trading journal. And this is basically some notes here and there, a lot of notes here on my desk. This is for my study. If I found something new, I jot it down and I back test it, and I imply on my analysis to make myself better from the person that I was yesterday. So that was pretty neat setup, I believe. Not using any kind of fancy stuff, to be very honest. And I mostly use like TradingView in my analysis, in my life, uh, everything. Like 90% of the time I'm just using the TradingView, because I know what the candlestick is showing me. I know how the BTC is, like, what it's been telling me in shorter time frame, in higher time frames, and whatever. But just for the additional confluences, I kind of use the exo charts. I kind of use the data driven from there, and I still imply it here. Like, if I'm gonna show you my ether chart, and you can see the same levels is been printed here, the VPOC, the SP, the TPOC, and all that stuff. So uh, that's the most of it, and I hope that you enjoyed it. And if you have any queries, you can ask me in general section, and hope to see you soon. Thank you.